got a more relaxed or slack head tube angle, which means the steering isn't quite so razor sharp, but it does increase the stability and control that you have.
So basically, it's for less aggressive and snappy steering. You know what else helps with that? Getting a longer stem. If you have a longer stem, you have to move your arms more for the same amount of steering. That's why mountain bikers use such short stems. Hi, I'm back. So I've just watched the GCN video on the Wilier Rave SLR and I have some things to say about it. Now, first things first, don't shit on GCN, especially the presenters, because at the end of the day, it's rude and it's a business and they're just doing business stuff. So the main talking point about this bike, specifically the frame, is that it can do both gravel and road, which they call blurring the lines between gravel and road. So basically, unlike brands like Specialized, they're actually doing it the right way.
The key is in the geometry. Wilier say they started...
Right, really? So on their website it says, to create a frame, a slightly higher stack and somewhat shorter reach compared to a pure competition bike, combined with the available carbon monocoque handlebars, become the perfect synthesis between high performance and comfort. Right, so basically, in order to make their bike more gravelly, aka comfortable, they've taken their race bike, increased the head tube length, decreased the head tube angle, and used a one-piece bar and stem. A one-piece bar and stem. For comfort. Why? This whole bike is just like, why? But maybe I'm a bit biased, so whatever. But one thing I couldn't believe was the price. So for base comparison, I found this bike which is called the Oro Terra, and it comes with Campagnolo ECA for the price of £2,917, which is roughly $3,900 US. So considering that Wilier is a big brand, hence can charge more than a smaller brand like Oro, guess how much the Wilier Rave with Campagnolo ECA costs? Okay, so if you guess 3,000 or 4,000 euros, dream on, because it costs 8,300 euros, which is 9,600 US. And that's the base price. The top-end model with 12-speed Dura Ace costs 12,700 US. What a bargain. Now, you know how previously I was talking about how they've made the bike more gravelly? Aside from the obvious of like wider tire clearance, they also increased the head tube length, which, well, you'll see for yourself.
Here we've got a 15mm higher stack height, which means the handlebars sit that little bit higher up to increase your comfort and control on the bike.
So here we have the Rave SLR, and here we have the most expensive Wilier racing bike that I can find, the Volante SLR. Now for size medium, the Rave SLR has a head tube length of 13.4 centimeters. For the exact same size, so a size M, the Volante SLR has a head tube length of 13.5 centimeters. Much better, isn't it? And even if the head tube was higher, it's not like it's gonna make a big difference, is it? If you want a higher stem, raise it! The only time head tube length matters is when your stem is slammed. That's why pros downsize their frames so that they can get a shorter head tube. So unless your stem is slammed, increasing the head tube length makes jack shit of a difference. How about decreasing the head tube angle to be more slack? Let's see. Again, we have the Volante SLR with its head tube angle of 72.5 degrees. So obviously being a race bike, you'd expect it to be super snappy and aggressive. Now let's compare it to the gravel bike. Alright, fair enough, 71 degrees, so there's a difference of 1.5 degrees. So unlike the head tube length, there is a difference. A pretty significant one if you ask me, because you have to remember that the 1.5 degrees affects the whole fork. So other than for tire clearance, what other purposes does this have?
But it does increase the stability and control that you have.
So basically, it's for less aggressive and snappy steering. You know what else helps with that? Getting a longer stem. If you have a longer stem, you have to move your arms more for the same amount of steering. That's why mountain bikers use such short stems. Anyways, if you find the steering too snappy or relaxed, you could just easily change the stem length so it fits your liking. Except that you can't because they use a one-piece bar and stem. The whole point of this bike is comfort, so if that is so, why would you not use a separate handlebar and stem? What if I decided that when descending in the drops, which is pretty important if you ask me, I don't like the angle of the drops? Well, I'm screwed. It makes no sense why they wouldn't just use a two-piece bar and stem. Have you not seen this, and this, and this? Most people can't fit on integrated cockpits. So in my opinion, a gravel frame is just an endurance frame with wider clearance. Take the Trek Domane SL5. You've got endurance geometry, aka gravel geometry, ISO speed decouplers which help with comfort, and disc brakes. What do you have? A gravel bike. Only difference being the tire clearance, which isn't even that bad. It's 38C, which, by the way, are what the Wilier comes stock with. So in my opinion, just get a disc brake endurance bike and chunk white tires on it. For example, most of the time the cheaper the bike, the less aggressive the geometry. So here are some bikes that I found that can be potential half gravel, half road bike. For a more premium option, the bike that I previously mentioned, the Trek Domane SL5, for $3,200 US with Shimano 105 disc brake, a frame that accommodates 38C tires, which you can just pick up for like $100 or something, and most importantly, two-piece handlebar and stem, so that it's customizable and comfortable, and best of all, it's a big brand bike. So if you care about what brand of bike you're riding, there you go. Also to people who think, oh, you ride a Chinese brand bike, it's gonna break. Alright, let's have a race down this hill. Me on my Chinese bike, and you on your Specialized Tarmac SL7. Alright, you can't, because your headset is gonna blow up or something. So yeah, shut up. My second option for a potential half gravel half road bike is the Triban RC520 from Decathlon. Now, I know what you're thinking. Decathlon? Isn't that cheap stuff? Oh yeah, kinda. But this bike is actually quite impressive. At only $720 US, this bike comes with Shimano 105, be it its cable actuated disc brakes, so if you care about that, then nah, too bad. It accommodates 36C tires, so it's a little bit on the narrow side, but nah. Two-piece bar and stem, that's important, and relaxed geometry. So it's basically a Wilier Rave, isn't it? I don't know. So yeah, those are my two picks that I recommend instead of this Wilier, and yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.